Alright, we're still in the fundamentals of programming. We're going to take a look at variables and operators. We're going to look at the simple stuff for right now, and then I'm also going to be showing you, hopefully, when I type stuff, I'll be typing up a couple different things just to show you different ways of doing stuff. So let's just go through this. This is going to be the fun part. This is the thought process part. This is going to be really cool. And yeah, let's get started. So the primitive variables, those are going to be the most simple. You can store stuff in them. There's different types. Integers, those are just numbers without any decimals. You can create an integer variable. Maybe, can you see this? Let me see. Maybe that's better. You can store different things in integers. Boolean, that's how you say it just stores true or false. So that'll become important later on. You can check to see if something is true or false if you create a Boolean and do something. Double, it's like a decimal. Excuse me. So those are the primitives that we're going to be looking at. Strings, they're not a variable, it's a class, but we can think of them as we can think of them kind of like a variable. We can store stuff in them, but they're different characters, and we can do a lot more with them. But it's not just a variable. And then a string. Okay, so a string, remember, holds characters or words or sentences. That's how you can think of it. If we store the number 3 into a string, then the computer is considering this like words. So if you try to do mathematic operations on this, so this is creating a string, it's naming it string name. I would capitalize that, and then we're assigning this this string, we're assigning this a 3, but this is not the number 3. This is just like it's considered a character, just the character. To change it into a number, we can take that and then change that string into an integer. That's what this line does, and then we can print it out. We can also do mathematical operations. So if we just got string name, let me type it in here. If we got, I'll pause this. I paused it and I forgot what I was going to say. Hopefully I'm about to say what I wanted to say. If we assign, so let me comment this out. So that's not happening anymore. Okay, so we have a string. We named it string name, and we assigned it the character 3. This is not a mathematical 3 that we can work with. So if I tried to do like, I'll create an integer variable, int, and name it something. I'll call it something. And I say I want to assign this 4 plus string name. This won't work because right now I'm trying to do mathematical operations. You might think, oh, okay, we'll take string name, which is 3, and add 4 to it. So this should be 7, but it doesn't work like that because this is not an integer, so you can't add it to another integer. So this would actually give you an error. It would say it's like unexpected or something, and you can actually try and compile it, but this wouldn't work out. You would have to first, so comment this out, you'd have to first create an integer variable. We're going to call it number, and then we're going to assign it the string name, but we're changing it into an integer. That's what this does, integer parse int. It changes this string into a number. Now if this was 3 is a number, if it was like this, and then we tried to do this, I think we might have some errors because now this is not just a number. So you have to be aware of that. And then later on we'll be able to check to see if this is the actual correct thing, or if this is just a number, then we can put it in. But So this line changes that string name into a number, and then we would be able to run this. And then it would work because, or actually no, not string name anymore. We would say number because now it's an actual number. But it took that string name, it took that 3, this would be gone. It took that 3, changed it into a number. Now we can do mathematical operations on that number. Hopefully that makes sense. And then same idea with changing stuff into a double. I'm gonna move on from this now. So the normal arithmetic operations is plus, minus, multiplication, division. Those are all hopefully familiar. The modulus operator is something maybe that some of you haven't dealt with before, but it gives a remainder. So what do I mean by that? If I divided, I can get rid of all this. If I divided, well, let me pause it. So if I divided 10 by 2, I would get 5 with a remainder 0, meaning there's no remainder. So if I were to use the modulus operator, 10 modulus 2, that's saying like divide, give me the number. This would output 0. This would give you 0 because it gives you the remainder. What if I did 10 divided by 3? So if I'm dividing 10 divided by 3, what happens? Let's see. So 10 divided by 3, I'd start doing this division. I'd put a 3 here, and then 3 times 3 is 9, and then I would subtract 10 minus 9 is 1. This is less than 3, so I know that I got the most that I could, and this is the actual remainder. So if I used the modulus operator instead, this is what would happen. This is not your code or anything. It's just I'm just trying to explain. 10 divided by 3, that'll be, or sorry, 10 mod 3. That's how you say it. 10 mod 3. That would give you 1. So this is a good way to check some things. Some of you might not be, or like might not understand why is this a thing. Well, if I say 10 mod 2, there's another thing about modulus operators. You're only going to get stuff that's smaller than 3. If I'm 10 mod 3, I'm only going to get stuff either that's 0, 1, or 2. I'm never going to get anything that's 3. Just because if you had a remainder of 3, you could have multiplied by a higher thing here. So you'll never get any. So if you had 10 mod 7, the numbers that you could get would be, or any number mod 7, the numbers that you can get are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because those are the number of remainders, or like those are the different remainders that you can get. If you were able to get a remainder 7, then that means you could have multiplied by more, and then it would have gone in evenly. So that's how the modulus operator works. If I do 10 mod 2, I would either get 0 or 1, depending on whether the number's odd or even. If you play around with it, think about that sentence that I just said, odd or even, play around with it a little bit on paper, and then see if you can figure that out. I think I might stop this video because it's getting kind of long. So those are the basic operators. This one, play around with this, ask questions in class, note this, maybe type it in yourself, play around with it. Yeah, I'm going to stop this and then finish on the next video, or at least continue in the next video.